It's not right because people, everything's going up. Food prices are going up. You know, it's not a choice to be homeless. You know, people are being forced into homelessness. $733 for a single person on welfare on OW. Their total check, $733. That is not a choice to live in the park. That's forcing somebody to live in the park. When a room is $800, what choice is there? You see a choice? I don't see any choice. What kind of choice would that be? You know? So we need people to start emailing their MPs, and start demanding change. You know? Start demanding that disabled and poor people get treated better. That's have to show some compassion and empathy for people. It's not right that they try to demonize them instead of trying to look after them.
You will often see us participate in actions like this. You know why? Because ODSP is not a support program. ODSP is a death sentence. Due to the housing crisis, $1,169 a month leads to homelessness. Due to the pandemic, the current ODSP rates mean racialized and poor people are more likely to get sick and to die. Due to the social service cuts, people living with a serious disability or illness are more destitute and more desperate. And that's endemic in the system that wants workers to feel desperate to work for any low, rotten, miserable wage and put pressure on others to do likewise. And due to recent changes to ODSP, recipients can be cut off without due process. They can be subject to a home search without a warrant. While ODSP rates have been frozen for years, how do you suppose Canada's corporate executives have been doing? During the COVID pandemic in 2020, CEOs of the top 49 Canadian corporations got raises of 17% on average. You're looking at an amount close to $177,000, and that's just the increase. Giant retail, resource, manufacturing corporations and banks have made billions of dollars during the pandemic. Like Dollarama and Sienna Senior Living. You've heard about the long-term care centers that have profited from the death and miserable treatment and overcrowding and poor health support in the long-term care centers. They should be nationalized under workers and community control. All of these things that I've mentioned. Do you think this is an accident? Do you think this is merely a matter of immorality? No, my friends. This is capitalism. Capitalism is not broken. It was made to work this way. For social justice, for equity, for an end to catastrophic climate change, for an end to recurring pandemics, for an end to imperialist wars like the one in Afghanistan, and ongoing efforts to crush Cuba and Venezuela, we need to overthrow the capitalist system. The defeat of the US in Afghanistan, like its defeat in Vietnam and in Korea before that, is a victory for the poor and homeless people of the world. It's a victory for the working class people of the world to put an end to gross, outrageous, destructive military expenditures and to put that money where it can do some good in housing, in healthcare, in education. Don't get me wrong, reforms are important. ODSP should be raised immediately to the level of CERB, at least $2,000 a month. But in fighting for reforms, always keep in mind that no reform is secure under capitalism. As Isabella said, we're in the midst of a federal election campaign. And in the federal election, a vote for the only mass labor party, the NDP, is what I would urge you to do, just as she did. But we need to be clear that the NDP's policy, its weak reform platform, is completely inadequate. We need to fight for socialist policies in the labor movement, in the NDP, and on the streets like we are doing today. We need to fight for a workers' government. We need to smash capitalist minority rule. workers and the oppressed to power. If you agree with what I've just said, support this campaign and join Socialist Action. Thank you very much, my friends.
Get $390 for rent and $343 for their basic needs, for a total of $733. So that's why people are sleeping in the parks. John Tory can make up all the stories he wants. It's not the truth. They don't seem to know how to do math. There's a problem with that. You know? Only 7% of people on OW, on welfare, actually live in subsidized housing. Only 7%. 93% of people on OW do not live in subsidized housing. You know what I mean? You see the problem?
This is the Canadian Commie. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and think about donating to the Patreon down below. We have to support leftist voices. Good luck. We're gonna need it.